He had that gift for dealing with all people. He was really rather gifted at seeing what you might need him to be and being that. Looking back on it, I feel like he was an impressive person. We felt lucky he picked us, and we felt kind of like the country cousins, and he was more sophisticated than we were. What it looked like is that he was a step above ourselves. We kind of started to see the kind of choices he would want, like in her clothes and things. I remember that was conservative, upper crusty things. He wanted me to wear a dress. It was not really so much about evaluating him. Clearly, he was magnificent in all ways, and so we should just, aspire to rise to his level of polish.
There was someone named Donald Segretti who was a dirty trickster in the Nixon campaign. These Republican tricksters wanted to call prostitutes for delegates at the Democratic convention. It made it look like the Democrats had called up to get all of these prostitutes involved. At the same time, Ted came to visit me one day. He'd been working in this gubernatorial campaign, and he was standing in my office, and I remember him telling me about this, that he had been helping this candidate in the governor's race, and that he had been involved in following around the opponent and wearing wigs and false mustache and other things.
It's hard for me to believe that what I did is newsworthy, and my part in the campaign was so insignificant. I'm embarrassed that I should be getting this publicity from it. Really embarrassed.
I remember saying to him, "Are you getting your lead from Donald Segretti?" And I remember he laughed. He was sort of relishing telling us about that and about wearing different wigs and having to appear differently in different contexts, and that nobody ever put it together. Nobody ever saw him as the same person. He was like a chameleon. In addition to that, he stole all these things from the political headquarters that he was working in. He stole a typewriter, he stole a printer, he stole paper, he stole everything he could get his hands on, he stole. I was very put off by what he was doing, and I remember thinking, I think I'm done with this guy.
I didn't really know much about the political part of his life. But as long as I'd known Ted, he was stealing things. He would get all dressed up in his good clothes, which he looked so handsome, suit and tie. And he told me that there's a tunnel under Northgate, which is a big mall here, and that he would park in the tunnel under the Bon Marché at the time. And he'd just go get what he wanted from the store and take it out to the loading dock to the car. And he was proud of how brazen he could be and get away with it. So I'm running that through my decoder to think, oh, this is the way we live now, is we take things if they're there. I did confront him about it eventually. I would tell him that I thought it was just so foolish because he wanted to make his living as an attorney or as a politician, and this was not going to serve him well if he got caught. And his idea was that he'd never get caught.